Craig Stutzman. Stutz, how are you?
Good. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Okay, two things. You've got guys, number one, Cole McDonald looks like he's starting to pick this thing up, which is great.
Yeah.
And Chevin Cordero is not. Let's dispel this right now. The dude is not a $170.
Yeah, no. Starting off with Cole, he's done a great job of just working hard in the offseason. Right when we found out that we were going to go to the run and shoot and made the decision, Coach Rollo did, instantly he was in the film room watching old footage of Colt, Moniz, Timmy, Rollo, all the guys do it who did it at a high level. And he was in there every day for a few hours, and he'd go outside and work on his drops, work on the half roll, and really took a liking to what the offense is about. And, it's showing up in spring right now. And then the second thing is with Chevin, he's about 188, 190 now. He comes out to practices on Saturday. He watches it from the sideline. And he looks really good. I told him, don't get any heavier, man. You want to be limber. Right. You want to be flexible. You want to be fast. I mean, that's the things that we love about him, besides that he can also throw the ball really well. We're excited about where we are right now in spring and then also going into summer.
Well, and just on Cordero, he does look like, I'm guessing, because standing next to him, sometimes you see heights and weights in high school, as you know. They don't, but I would say 6'1", 6'1.5", something like that. Is that about right? Yeah,
we got him measured at 6 1/4. And,
okay, great.
I think this time last year he was probably like 6 foot. I'm sorry, he's 6'1 1/4. And this time last year he was about 6 1/4. So he grew about an inch in less than a year. And we're just really pleased with where he's at physically, and mentally he's going to have an understanding because they run the run and shoot at St. Louis, and we're really excited about him. And even the freshman that we have right now, Jeremy Musa, he'd come in,
throws it.
Yeah, he throws it really well. He's got unbelievable arm talent. He's passing up, going to his prom. I think the prom for him was this past weekend.
Oh, wow, that's commitment.
Yeah, the second half or second semester of your senior year really is a fun time, and for him to sacrifice that to come in right away and compete and show what he's got, really it shows a lot of what that kid is about.
Well, I know that this I know June used to say this when you guys were here, that basically he said 90% or so of the offense is the same every year, but he tweaks it.
Yeah.
And so he said you might tweak it 10, 15% every year. I am guessing in the evolution of it, even with what you guys are running, that it probably doesn't look exactly like what you ran when you were here. I mean, there is a sort of an evolution.
There is. There's some things that I think we did really well in the past game the last 2 years with certain concepts or a certain type of route that we kind of integrated into what we do in the run and shoot. But for the most part, everything is what it was like when we first came in, because, listen, when you're trying to install the run and shoot, you got to go with the basics. You got to go with the go route. You got to go with switch, streak, choice, and all that stuff. And we started off with that. And, to Rollo's credit, he's really done a good job of keeping us on track of just getting better at what we do, getting better at the basics of the run and shoot, because we can always go off in the summertime or in fall camp and kind of tweak it a little bit more to what our guys do best. But for the most part, we are running the base run and shoot stuff that we did when we first got in.
Which is great, I think, for the players, because what you have to have first is the elemental understanding of what you're doing. That's especially with right now, you got guys who've never done it before.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's a different way to think. It's not just a different type of offense. It's a different way to think how aggressive you got to be, and thinking, on certain plays, when you call a certain play, you're telling the quarterback and receivers, listen, okay, we're trying to pick on the curl flat defender. Or, hey, listen, this one we're trying to go blow the coverage off the top. It's 3rd and 3, and we call a certain play that's like a 4-verse type play. We're asking you to throw the ball downfield, so don't just tuck it and run. Go throw the 40-yard touchdown pass over the top, and we'll line up for 4th and 3 if we need to. But just have an understanding. And then also there's so many options that the slots and receivers have that it requires a quarterback and slots and receivers to go out there every day, even in the summertime, and have, just even if nobody's out there playing defense, just go out there and throw routes, get the understanding, get the timing of the routes, and visualize what the defense is going to be out there. Because really, a defense can come in. I remember playing back in the day, and defenses would come in and not even do anything that they've shown on film for, 6-7 games. And it's just completely different. However, when you are diligent and understand what you're reading in your part of the coverage, you're going to be fine.
Well, one of the things having to kind of make a key read, I mean, quarterbacks have to do it, but I think the elemental, this is maybe the most basic thing, that the receiver and the quarterback have to be on the same page. So, that understanding for some of these guys, I'm guessing that a player like Cedric Byrd, for example, never played in this offense. Would that be fair to say? Never saw it.
Probably. Yeah, you're 100% accurate. I mean, there's some things that you see on his film in college that leads you to believe that this kid has it and he could do it. And really, he's come in and he's done a really good job. And, he takes coaching really well. And for a very a thin kid who can run really well, it's amazing how he hasn't gotten injured with all the reps that he's taken. And the thing about this offense, it requires also receivers and quarterbacks to be open-minded. When we're coaching guys up, I remember coaches telling us back in the day, hey, we're attacking the problem, not you as a person. And we're just trying to get it corrected because it is hard. It is difficult. It's taxing on the mind. And then when you throw in that you're going to throw the ball about 50, 60 times and you're running routes all day, your body's going to get a little bit run down. But your mind, you got to have unconscious competence, and you got to go ahead and develop that over time with the quarterbacks and with the receivers in the film room. It
does seem that people get in shape. I mean, in spite of yourself, you can't – how could you be a receiver and not end up in shape with what you guys are doing?
Yeah, I mean, you're running – I think you probably run about 5 miles a day. And quarterback-wise, your arm's going to get stronger with the amount of reps that you're going to take and throwing the football day in and day out. You're going to strengthen everything in your arm. You're going to strengthen your body. And, the thing that we got to do, too, is we got to strengthen our legs because in this day and age, there's so many different types of pressures that you're going to see. And you're required to move your feet in the pocket and scramble out and make plays down the field and also tuck in and run. And I think these guys have done a great job in terms of being conditioned. And, Tommy's getting these guys right. Tommy Heffernan in the weight room, getting these guys right, strength-wise and also conditioning.
Let me ask you about, because the receivers is clearly what your position was. You're working with quarterbacks, but you're seeing these guys. I didn't get a chance to see him play, but I was on the practice on Saturday. I said to them, who's that? And they said, that's Isaiah Leith.
Yeah.
I am like, really? Because that guy, I mean, you talk about looking the part.
Yeah.
Get him off the bus first.
Yeah, he's a good-looking sucker. When you tell him, put the pads on, go out there and run around. He's tall. He's a big physical player, and he's come a long way. I think he's only played like 1 or 2 years of high school football. He was mainly a basketball guy coming in, but he has it. It's just it takes time. When a kid hasn't played a lot of football in the past, but he's raw, so he doesn't know any better. So sometimes it's easier to teach these guys when they don't really understand football coming off because you tell them, hey, just read that safety. If he goes outside, hit the post, okay, they're going to do it. They don't say, well, my coach used to tell me do this or do that. Right. You don't have to break too many, habits.
No, which is, I think, a great thing. And being a basketball player, we've seen in the NFL, it's not altogether a bad thing. It seems to work okay.
I've already got my son involved in basketball. Yeah. It seems like that's a magic potion.
Yeah, some of these guys are looking good. So your level of confidence, I was talking to Rolo, I said, obviously, I was excited on Saturday because I thought you guys were ahead of where I expected you to be. I mean, and for you guys probably think, this is a work in progress. It's going to take it way away. I know that you would imagine that who wouldn't think you were going to be a ways away, but I think that you can see this hope. I was surprised how good Cole McDonald looked getting the ball out.
Yeah, it's on Saturday it looked like we were going to be something. And, the biggest thing I think, just telling the quarterbacks and even telling the receivers, but telling quarterbacks is something that Coach Morrison told us when he came in and he spent some time with us in the spring was you just got to make good decisions and good throws. Be disciplined on your eyes, be disciplined with your reads, and understand that the offense is going to take care of a lot of the problems you may see. Just be disciplined on where your eyes are at, make good decisions, make good throws. And really, as an offense, we kind of went through 7-on-7s on Saturday. We had a little downtime. And we got a chance to get together and talk a little bit. And all it is just do your job. Read your part of the coverage, do your job, finish with the football, throw accurate passes. And when we did that, we marched down the field. And when we got stopped, it was because we fumbled the ball here or we just made a bad decision. We threw the ball where we shouldn't have. But when we just did what was required you to do and make good decisions and good throws, we looked pretty good out there. And now it's just trying to be consistent and get our guys to just play better and faster.
Well, you have some guys, and there's some local talent in the receiving corps, some guys from here that people are going to enjoy watching who didn't get as much of a chance previously, but may well this year.
Yeah, and that's that's the thing about playing receiver and also being a quarterback in this offense is it's a fun one, you know, and it's going to recruit really good players. But at the same time, too, though, if you're a receiver the last 2 years, you're thinking, okay, if I'm in the top, you know, 1 or 2 depth, and then I'll play maybe a little bit or this or that because you're only going to have 2 or 3 receivers on the field at one time. Now we're going to have 4 all the time. Right. You know, and I understand back in the day it was just, hey, 4 receivers play.
Unless they got hurt.
Right now we're saying let's get the best 4, 6, or 8 guys. If you can play, you'll get on the field.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. Thank you so much for coming over early. We'll be watching throughout the day.
Thanks for coming out.